Hello, friends and neighbors, and welcome to the 2025 kickoff of the Alabama Bass Trail North here in beautiful Jasper, Alabama, Smith Lake Dam and Smith Lake, Miss Kay. This place always shows out, but this year, instead of snow, we've got 70-degree temperatures, and they're going to catch them. They are going to catch them. We've had great weather all week, and I know the guys were anxious for this event. Remember, it sold out in 7 minutes. This division did, and it's going to be fun. Water's warming up. I think the fishing will as well. No doubt about it. 7-minute sellout. These folks are ready to fish, and we're going to get out on the water for the Academy Sports and Outdoors first cast.
All right, we're here at the first stop of the Alabama Bass Trail North on Smith Lake, and the common denominator is the fish are biting. It's been in the 70s all week. The water's warmed up a little bit. The water's actually really low, but every single person that's fishing this tournament is talking about how good the fish are biting, so that's always a lot of fun. It's gonna make for great TV, and we're glad y'all can join us. Behind me, we've got Ryan and Fisher and Naya, who we're gonna cover this morning, but we're gonna jump on over. We've got Luke Duncan and Jason Duran all spread out across the lake to see how many boats we can cover today and watch some good bass fishing.
Here we go, 2025, and we picked the best team, in my opinion, that we could start on your 2024 ABT North AOY champs, Justin Bussey, Ben Webb. These guys have been on fire. Never had a finish worse than 18th place last year in 2024. Kicked things off at the ABT 100 on Gunnersville with a 3rd place, and they've already got one in the boat this morning. They're doing the drain thing. Ditches, drains, you're gonna hear a lot of that today. That is a wintertime staple here on Smith Lake. You're gonna see a lot of live scoping going on. And we're gonna take a look back at the first catch right here, hooked up right close to that dock, as you can see. These guys have been very methodical this morning. Live scoping a little bit.
All right, here we are, season 12 of the Alabama Bass Trail starting right now. North Division at Smith Lake, and we already got 2 fish catches on the board. Fish catch number 1, 2nd place team from last year, weighing in just a little over 20 pounds and losing by just a teeny tiny bit. Jordan Wiggins right here. We got Steve fishing with him today. Those guys got it done last year, so let's see what they got today. Already got 1 fish in the box.
We got up and ran with them this morning. I felt like I was fishing the tournament myself at Blastoff, following Fisher and Ryan, Anaya. And I don't know if there's there is, but Fisher and Ryan, Fisher's definitely one of the hottest young anglers in the country right now in the Southeast for sure. He's hooked up right now as I'm saying that. Let's see what he's got. I mean, if you had to, look, and Fisher always looks at the camera too. He's got it dialed. Is that a slot fish? Might be a slot fish. Yeah, it's a slot fish, it looks like. But one of the hottest, I mean, if you had to pick the top 5, he's definitely, I'd say, in the top 5 of young anglers who are doing their thing right now.
Alabama Bass Trail Television is presented by Phoenix Boats and sponsored by Academy Sports and Outdoors, Crush City Rapala, Landers McClarty Chevrolet, and by Jax. It's all about the South. There's more to come.
In 2009, it all started with this 721 Pro XP and a passion to build the best fishing platform in design, performance, and construction for all of our customers. Through the years, motors have changed, electronics have changed, but the passion to build the best bass boat possible has not changed. Everyone at Phoenix believes we got it right the first time.
Here at Landers McClarty Chevrolet, it's time to pick your offer on a new Chevy Silverado 1500. That's right, pick the offer that's best for you. Choose rates as low as 2.9% for 72 months, or how about up to $12,000 off all Silverados? They have the best selection in years with over 500 pre-owned vehicles available. Big store, big on savings, and big on customer service. Visit LandersMcClartyChevrolet.com.
Big banks only care about one thing: ROI. So when it comes to your small business, you can expect a big no. At AmFirst, we don't just invest in your business, we invest in you and your goals. With great rates on loans, lines of credit to help you grow, and business checking accounts. Because at AmFirst, business is personal.
She grew up fast. Will she remember these times and continue the tradition? You better believe it. Tell a new fish story with Garmin.
Get on it.
One thing we talk about a bunch when we watch these live scope tournaments or just fishing in general now that live scope is kind of taken over so much is the kind of the dynamic between the guy in the front of the boat and the guy in the back of the boat. You know, this morning we started on Fisher and Ryan, and both of them were staring at the screen, kind of making alternating casts, you know, at fish that they're seeing on forward-facing sonar. Here we've got Dustin and Tracy. Dustin is in the front of the boat, for the most part, running live scope and looking around. He's casting at fish or using live scope, where Tracy in the back is just throwing a much bigger bait, I guess just looking for, you know, that big bite that's kind of random off the bank. And it's kind of an interesting dynamic. We've seen it a bunch throughout the, you know, all the tournaments that we've covered, but it's cool to see like how teams break down this new technology and how the team dynamic of it works.
Looked up, I see him well. Looks like it might be it's going to be close. It might be right in that forbidden slot. So all of our teams, they can weigh them between over 15 and under 13. The slot, that 13 to 15 inch fish has to go back. We're putting him on the board right now. Let's see. I think he's going in the box. Number 2, your 2024 Angler of the Year champs, picking up where they left off.
If you look around at these docks, you notice that they're really way down. You know, the water's way down, and the fish are really all kind of compacted back here and stacked up in some of these pockets, and you get this fresh water kind of coming in from all these banks, from all the rain we've had this week. It kind of clouds it up a little bit or muddies it up, dirties it up a little bit, and makes it a little easier for these guys to move around and get to these fish, because Smith Lake is so clear. I mean, just crystal clear. If you come on a sunny day and you back down at the ramp and you look down, you can see the end of the ramp that's, you know, 15, 20 feet down when you back the boat off, and it's just so clear here. So anytime you get a little rain, it just helps anglers be able to get around the fish a little closer because it doesn't spook them as easy. So we really wanted that this week, and we got some rain this week. So we got a little bit of stain to the water. So that dock that you see behind them right there, I mean, you see that walkway, the angle of that walkway. Normally in the summertime, that'll either be level or be high. So it'll pivot up too. And right where that dock is kind of where the water level typically is, up at the very top up there, at the end of that ramp, in full pool in the summertime.
Is there a bunch down there?
A few. We catch one there once in a while.
Well,
We got 2 solid keepers. We caught 7 or 8.
y'all right now?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Well, boat number 91. Hey, y'all won in 2016 with 22 pounds. Is that going to happen again today?
Wasn't doing this.
It was before this. This was before this.
It was muddy and a lot of fun.
Yeah. What was, you caught a really big one that year, right?
8 pounder.
8 pounder. That's what I thought. I didn't know if it was 8 or 9. So it was a much different Smith Lake back then than it is now.
Yeah, we had a lot of rain. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Was that the flood year? No, that wasn't the flood year.
It wasn't flooded. It was
Okay.
still, the water was still low.
Okay.
It was just, we'd had some rain the week before, got everything kind of dirty.
Gotcha.
So,
And it's gotten a lot more crowded nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, that was back in before everybody knew what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, back in the early days.
Yeah. Before you could just look down and see them, what was supposed to be going on.
that's right.
Well, they said they've got 2 good keepers, he said, and caught 7 or 8 fish.
They've got 3 fish in the box right now, and they're working the kind of 1-2 punch, Darian, that you mentioned earlier. Zeke's hooked up on a swim bait. I was just fixing to say that 1-2 punch. Got it in the net right there. You got Ethan live scoping off the front, and Zeke actually out the back throwing to the bank with a swim bait, looks like. Will this be number 4 for Zeke and Ethan? Cameraman Jared and I were just saying these are 2 of the fishiest dudes in the state of Alabama, in the country, but definitely here on the Alabama Bass Trail. They absolutely pound them. Zeke, part of the 2023 North Angler of the Year team. Nice one right there.
Alabama Bass Trail Television, presented by Phoenix Boats, is sponsored by Yamaha Outboards, TH Marine, McGraw-Webb Chevrolet, American Baitworks, and by Southern Protection Agency.
This is Jack's Country, where summer's at full throttle. So fuel up with 2 honey-battered corn dogs, fries, and a pie for $6.99. Race on over before they're gone. We're Jack's, and we're all about the South.
Here at Landers McClarty Chevrolet, it's time to pick your offer on a new Chevy Silverado 1500. That's right, pick the offer that's best for you. Choose rates as low as 2.9% for 72 months, or how about up to $12,000 off all Silverados? They have the best selection in years with over 500 pre-owned vehicles available. Big store, big on savings, and big on customer service. Visit LandersMcClartyChevrolet.com.
This is Jack's Country, where biscuits don't arrive on a truck. We bake them fresh and load them up, like our spicy chicken biscuit. Right now, you can get 2 for $7.77. Might not arrive on a truck, but they sure do leave on them. We're Jack's, and we're all about the South.
We pulled up on Jay Kendrick and Chuck Hughes, and they've got, I mean, I was honestly glad to see what they're doing. They started out old school shaky heading. I felt like it's a 2010 right now. Not looking at I mean, he's looking at the screen, but he's not, we ain't scoping over here. We're fishing. And honestly, I like seeing that. And the funny thing, right after we came out of our morning predictions, I was talking about a shaky head worm this morning, and I don't know if that's the same exact worm they were throwing, but they had something rigged up on a shaky head, at least for temporarily. Now we've got a little switch up of jerkbait action going on. Well, guys, how was practice?
It was pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What about weight-wise?
15, 16.
Yeah, so that's definitely going to be above average.
I hope so.
If 15 or 16 is not, if it's not above average, we got to.
Well, and that's 15 or 16 with all of our fish being about the same size. One bite changes that to 17 or 18.
That's right.
And if you think this is old school, you wouldn't believe how we caught them in practice.
I'd love to know if you're willing to share.
Flipping.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. He said if this is old school, you should see what we did in practice. And I don't know how accurate this is, but Miss Kay just said it's your birthday today.
It is.
Happy birthday.
Hey, thanks. I appreciate it. That's what we were just talking about when you rolled up.
Well, that would be a good birthday present. I would sing to you, but that'd be a little odd.
That's all good.
Mitch Mitchell and Candler McCollum don't know how many fish they got. We just pulled up on them. Looks like they're doing the same thing everybody was doing in the other pocket, just kind of live scoping out here in the middle, where all these fish are probably just stacked up around these docks and around these drains and deeper water. So water temp sitting here is 55 degrees, and it goes from like 20 foot to 9 foot to 2 foot. Just every little point kind of coming in here. All these little fingers feed down, and they're all kind of different stuff going on. So fish are a lot to get on in this area. It's really got to use your live scope to kind of pick them out and go after the fish you want to catch. So that's what we're doing here. Just taking our time and bouncing around a little bit.
Guys, I made a few little runs in circles trying to chase some teams down. What's that?
We just now figured them out a little bit.
Okay. We just caught back up with Ryan and Fisher and I. Fisher just said they just now started figuring them out a little bit. So they estimate they got 12 pounds. Not too far from where they started the morning. Sounds like it's starting to take the right kind of turn for him. He seemed pretty confident right there. Guys, y'all know that might sound like a simple statement. We've started figuring it out, but you know, especially Darian, you fished Smith for years and years. You do have to adjust on this lake every single day. What you did yesterday normally does not work. These fish are so fickle at times, especially when you start getting several boats out here. Pair that with changing conditions, and these rascals are always on the move.
So one of the things we talk about when we're covering these ABT tournaments a lot, and being able to have the iPad that shows all the anglers, is how many people fish the exact same stretch. And we noticed it, the first time I really noticed it was last year at Logan Martin. Now we're looking at the same exact thing happening again, where this spot just an hour ago, Fisher and Ryan, Anaya both fished this exact same spot. And it's cool to see that the guys who maybe fish similar ways or are really good at fishing to understand what's going on, how they can find the exact same spots or fish or whatever it is. And I don't know, it's just really cool to observe that as somebody who's just commentating and watching what goes on, because obviously these guys have no clue of that. And an hour ago someone was fishing the same thing, but you can see they're both dialed in on their live scope. And I think Fisher and Ryan may have caught 1 or 2 fish here, but they're both really dialed, and you can see the way they're reacting, like their bodies are moving. Something's happening right now on their screen. And I'm gonna shut up for a second. Fish on. He's acting like it's a big one. This will be number 5. They're acting like this is a big one. No, not a big one. Yes, I believe that's number 5.
This portion of Alabama Bass Trail TV, presented by Phoenix Boats, is sponsored by Garmin, by PowerPole, Strike King, Lose, and by Mountain Dew.
In the relentless pursuit of domination on the water, one name stands above the rest. TH Marine's Atlas Jackplate. The power behind champions since 2007. The driving force that propels you to victory. More winners choose Atlas. For the fisherman who demands the best, Atlas delivers. Because every move counts. More winners choose Atlas.
Research and development is more than just time in the shop for us. It's time out here. Sweating the details. Making boats that work as well in the real world as they do on paper. From our R&D team to our anglers on the water, we have the knowledge and passion to build you the finest fishing platform in the world.
Some things ain't worth keeping. Yesterday's traditions, today's adventures, tomorrow's memories. Now that's something worth keeping. Fish Alabama and find your keeper.
For more information, visit fishalabama.org.
The best fishing spots hook your heart and reel you back again and again and again. Whether the bucket mouths are biting or the tall tails are flowing, it's always a good time. Anyone, anywhere can get fishing for less. Have fun out there.
Boat number 32, William Nichols and Jake Young, going to be your new leader in a great bag of fish here. 5 that are going to go 15:03 to take the lead early.
How's it feel to be leading the ABT?
It's early in the weigh-in, but yeah, I mean, it's a good feeling, but we'll see how it goes.
Yep. You said you're slinging big baits. What? Just talk a little bit about the big baits. You don't got to go too specific. Just talk a little bit about it.
We're just throwing a big live bait. That's all we're throwing.
Oh, here comes trouble. Lots of trouble. They need polygraph just for walking up here most of the time, I think. Chad Hall, Ryan Hall, boat number 6. And watch this right here. 5 that are going to go. 16:38 new leaders who have won just a couple times on this pond. How good would it be to do that again and hoist one of them trophies and, $15,000 paycheck? No big deal.
Yeah, it'd be great considering fished here 6 times, got a check the first time and none since.
Well, you're going to get paid today. We just don't know how big that paycheck's going to be. How'd you guys catch them?
Scoping.
You are a scoper. You're such a scoper. Boat number 91. These gentlemen are no strangers to winning on the Alabama Bass Trail and on this lake in February. Mark McKegg and Tim Hurst, and they are your new leaders. 5 that are going to go 16:85.
We started out this morning we caught some spotted bass, and then later on we had both found a few brush piles in practice, and for some reason we caught some largemouth out of them. I don't know, it don't make sense, but we was catching spotted bass in practice, and they wasn't that big. And today the few of them was largemouth.
The same brush piles y'all found in practice today were just magically largemouth.
Well, yeah, and I mean we, some of the stuff we fished today we didn't even practice on because it was near where we were going to fish. So, we live a long way from here, but we fish here a lot because of the ABT, and it's just a fun place.
Boat 109, and I hear we're going to weigh one for Mountain Dew Big Bass. Blake Hall and Jeremy Lamb. We saw these guys at the T100, and you're going to see them several more times today because listen to this. 5 bass and your new leader, 19:03 for Blake Hall and Jeremy Lamb. Here we go. 2025 season at Smith Lake. We have kicked things off, and we did it with a bang. Blake Hall, Jeremy Lamb, 19:03, and they were just telling us We got a little cranking in DT6 and a little Moochman, so it was a Rapala win all the way for these guys, coming back to the Alabama Bass Trail this year and showing up in a big way.
You know, I love the Moochman story, but that DT6, if you are an old school fishing person, like that's going to speak to you. So let's talk to them. Let's see how they got it done.
No doubt about it, guys. 1903 on Smith is nothing to sneeze at any time of the year, but a lot of teams that are very familiar with Smith struggled today. How did y'all get it done?
We started off deep early, chasing spotted bass, caught a small limit and 1 4-pound spot, and then just locked the crankbait in our hand after that.
Talk about the crankbait. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah, we both practiced 2 or 3 days and didn't really do any good. So we knew if we were going to even get a check, we were going to have to find some largemouth. And we just went to some places we'd caught them before and hoping they were moving up with the warm weather, and they did.
And which crankbait did you use?
The Rapala DT6. That's all we threw.
No doubt about it. That's a fish catcher. Now, momentum's a big thing in fishing. Y'all had a good start to ABT 100, but now the second ABT North, we go back to the home pond on Gunnersville. Are y'all getting a little excited about that now that you started the year with a win?
I'm excited about it. He's
I'm not
going
to be able to fish that one.
Oh, so you're going to be flying solo?
Jed.
Oh, well, he's a former winner on the ABT, so you got a pretty good sub there. Yep. The Lamb Boys will be one to watch at Gunnersville. Ms. K, up next, we've got Lake Martin in the south.
You know, another lake where we'll go to and we'll have a ton of limits, a lot of spotted bass in that lake, and I'm looking forward to getting there.
We'll probably have another weigh-in the dark at Lake Martin. We will see you in Alexander City.